What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kane and Ross present the Yeah I Said a podcast. We are presenting without full capabilities to the Wonderson Correction Facility's brainchild of my child. I am the dad half of this operation. Ross Cooper, as always, rocking with the best, whether up close or time zone apart. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folks.
Yeah, well, what's good, everybody? Everybody's having a good day, month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. If you watching all the platforms, please share with your friends, your family, the aliens outside, your pets, the bug on your wall, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because if you don't, you're gonna lose all your bets.
Damn, yo, that's just inflicting more financial pain. Jesus. Um, Speaking of inflicting financial pain, though, we're gonna get right into it. Part two of our conversation about the culture, and sadly, this is apropos. The $194 million man, Ja Morant, star NBA player for the Memphis Grizzlies, has now been suspended indefinitely for showing a gun on IG Live. And then the sad reality is, since today's generation can have really lived their lives with a built-in audience, and that's why it seems so foreign to folks my age, because it's like we didn't come up with a built-in audience, so that need to share everything I'm doing with everyone doesn't really exist. But if you're 25 and under, you grew up with a built-in audience and this incessant need to share everything. And in Josh's case, he's in a club, whole bunch of look like platinum jewelry, bottles popping, girls shaking booty. I think it was a strip club, and holds up a gun. And everyone keeps saying allegedly because, of course, officially you can't determine if it's a real gun or a fake gun officially, but unofficially, like who
It's a
would hold
gun.
up a fake gun?
It is a gun.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
alleged.
there's no
You can't have allegedly when he literally posted the video we all saw.
well,
That's
see,
not allegedly.
and what did Denzel tell us in Training Day is now what you know is what you can prove. You saw a gun. You have no idea if that's a real gun or not. It could be a fake gun.
Okay,
You
it doesn't
can't
matter.
prove it.
You still flashed it. And like you
I
just
flashed a
said,
fake
no
gun.
one
What's
is
the
flashing a fake gun. No one does that.
again? Not what you know is what you can prove. In a court of law,
It
can you
still
prove that was
it
a real
doesn't
gun?
matter. It doesn't matter if it was fake. It still is a bad look. Like at this
Right.
point, this is it ain't even worried about being charged or anything because I don't know if he has.
It is. It is because as we stand,
You didn't have
there's
open carry.
consideration. The problem is you might have carried a firearm across state lines. Oh, it gets ugly now. That's the thing. You're not talking about okay, maybe this might be a five game, whatever. You're talking the possibility of you carried a gun across state lines.
This wasn't in Memphis. This wasn't the Memphis club.
I don't even remember, but the
If
bottom
it was
line
a
is
Memphis club, then it's not a state cross line because he lives there. So he has, if he has, and I'm pretty sure they have open carry
no,
there.
it was in Denver.
Yeah, that might be a little different,
So I
Playboy.
don't know what Colorado is. So it's like let's just it's
It
just
just got
levels
high.
below
Cause
surface.
it did. Let
Sam,
him.
what I'm not worth 194 mil. I
Like
don't
what?
need a gun. I'm trying to figure out why a guy worth 194 mil, security detail, needs a gun for. And I'm not knocking. You want to go to strip club and see a little booty? I've had it. I'm gonna keep coming back to this though. You worth 194 mil. You can buy out the entire floor. No one you don't want near you should be near you. Why do you need a gun? If you got the blicky on you, okay, because maybe for whatever reason you got the blicky on. Because remember, Tupac and Suge got into a fight in the casino, which resulted in Pac getting shot. So I get it. Fame may account for nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why would you put that on live? And it just, to me, again, it goes to a conversation about the culture because the other reality of the situation is Clarence' parents had a real nice marriage. And for those who don't get the reference, Shannon called it. Ja, you not hood. You went to private school, dog. As far as we know, you came with a two-parent household.
He
Where
did.
does where all this thug nonsense coming from? Oh wait, I know. It's the culture yet again. And as we talked about in the last show, when we're talking about the culture, essentially we're talking about mainstream pop culture, which is, for all intents and purposes, black culture. And black culture, mainstream anyway, ain't really something to be tooting the horn about. It's because I'm trying to think. You work for 194 mil, you should know, but now that you don't have a disposable income, why do you need platinum chains and gold teeth, dog?
I don't care about. But the,
It is.
the
Let's
gun,
let us. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
like I said, the gun thing. If you worth 200 M's, probably more than that, and you have a chance as long, well, it might be over with now, but depending
Oh
on
no, no,
the law,
no, no.
but you have a chance to be a billionaire.
Man, that's a reach.
Why? Not really. He's worth 190 probably. I don't know if that's including endorsements because he just
No,
signed it. He
that's
just he,
his contract is 194.
you're right. He just
His,
signed a shoot he deal with Nike. So I don't know how much that is. And then if
okay.
he keeps and he's still young to the point he can get another max contract. And like I said, the contracts are getting higher. So by the time he's up for a new one, he might be making 65 million a year as long as he stays healthy and on course. So he might get what, maybe a 300, 400, 300 million contract down the line, plus whatever more endorsements. So at least you can get to half a billion. That I believe. So why would you throw it all away to look like a thug?
The
And not the
culture,
Tupac
baby.
verse, and not the Tupac verse, just the ones that they actually think that we are when they see us. Like, why?
The culture, baby. Know what I mean? It's the culture, baby.
Not
That's
culture.
what the
That's
culture falls
trash.
for.
That's not culture. That's trash. Because we black people are more than that. Our culture is not more than just slaves and hood shit. Is that a part of it?
Really?
Sure. Is it a part of it? Sure. But there's tons of other things that we do that are really good.
See,
And
the
I
problem is
understand the main media shines a light on the negative shit. That's what sells and blah blah blah. But nah, dog. Real street dudes, real street niggas that you trying to betray will smack the shit out you and trade places with you for in a quick second. Like if you had real dudes
and the
around you
plot
that was
twist
in
in
that
all of
life,
this.
huh?
Oh no, please continue. You going off. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you had real dudes in your circles that's about that life, they should tell you, like, dog, leave that shit to us. You are the breadwinner now. If you go down, we all go down. So if they real OGs and real people about that life, they keep you away from that shit and protect you from that shit, not encourage you to look like that shit. Like no, 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 because he's literally hustling backwards and he's about to find out real fast that you're not untouchable, my boy. You're not at that point. So
Well, if
he's not at
I
that
don't know, it gets weird. It gets weird because the most recent king of cancellation might be uncanceled. So we don't know. That
He's
being
not wait,
Kanye.
he's not a billionaire like you said. Now you just believe he won't be. He just
But
got the 100 M's and people are already trying to cut him off just because of how he portrays himself. He's already
but
losing
here's the
people.
thing. He is one of the rising stars of a multi-billion-dollar league who really wants to see him succeed because as much money as they pay him, they're going to make a shit ton more money off of him. So
Yeah,
they most certainly want him to,
but
succeed.
but like I said, and this is where I guess the difference between David Stern and Adam Silver. And I guess Stephen A. Smith alluded to it. I think Carmelo alluded to it. The NBA is the feds too. They know everything. They know everything about you. They know because they're paying you all this money and basically their brand and all that billions of dollars is intention on the players, the superstars. Because unlike the
Hmm?
NFL, their brand is the teams, the shield. NBA is all about superstars.
Right.
So if the superstar fails and portrays a horrible image, that affects everybody. So if LeBron was in there doing this dumb shit, that would be a huge problem.
And that's like you just touched on. LeBron really got it out the mud. LeBron is the kid from Akron. It wasn't the shit wasn't sweet. What he do? All of his boys, he put them on, and they became a conglomerate.
And they protected him.
Right.
At this in
And
the
I
same
don't.
spot.
But see, the flip is, I don't necessarily know if there's anything to protect.
No,
LeBron got them. I get what you're
I'm
saying,
saying
but it's
protected,
like,
like stay away from the dumb shit. Don't do this. That I'm pretty sure they were in his ear. Like I said, I know he's probably smart enough to know because he's had the camera in his face since he was 16.
right,
So he's been famous since he was 16. Ja
right.
probably just got famous since he came to the league his rookie year. So he had boys that grew up around the same, and then I guess they were all smart enough, like, yo, we in this together, let's do this together. And it happened. I think Ja's the opposite. I think his boys, or maybe they are trying to help me, he not listening. Either way, it's not a good look.
I I think it's a possibility, like you said, if you are who you around. Jai ain't from the hood, and that's the part I got to keep reminding myself because I'm automatically like, well, he a hood. Wait, no, you're not at all. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks, my guy. So it's just,
Papa Doc is this. Yeah. Yeah, I hope nothing comes from this, like legally, so he can continue. He's apologized. Hopefully, his actions max up because it should be a real scare. Because not you're suspended. First, I heard it was 2 games. Now it's indefinitely. So your season
mm-hmm.
could be over. Hell, your career could be over, depending on
Oh,
because the cops
yeah.
are looking into you. They're investigating now, so that could end bad. I don't know how strict Colorado's laws are. If it was
Right,
indeed in Denver. Like I said,
right.
if they're anything like
Mhm.
Cali or New York, then yeah, you're done. But if they're lesser like the rest of the South, then you should be straight. But either way, it's not a good look. Your career is literally on the line right now. I hope you are taking this time to learn a lesson. Like, just be yourself, bro. Don't gotta try to be hard. You're worth hundreds and hundreds of millions. You're generational wealth.
And I was about to say, see,
Relax.
now we see that difference, like I talked about, always talked about before, insulation. He doesn't have. I said, you know what? I think I forgot that I said 100 mil or 500. But the bottom line is we're learning 100 mil ain't insulated enough. Like Jay Z is insulated. You talking about people with enough money to make things go away, right? Clearly, Ja's worth between contract and endorsements, ballpark somewhere around at the high end 300 mil. 300 mil clearly ain't enough to be insulated, not from certain things. But like, okay, let me clarify. Not certain legal issues. 300 mil is definitely enough to keep you insulated from dumb shit that can get you into legal issues. Like, if you say, hey, I want to go to the strip club, then you should have call your mans, call your mans who calls the club and says, hey, I got some important folk coming through. We need a VIP section roped off. You do have that kind of insulation power. It shouldn't be nobody near you that you don't know. It shouldn't be nobody around you carrying a blicky that you don't know about. You do have that kind of insulation power. When I'm saying insulation is you shouldn't, because you don't have enough M's to insulate you from certain legal issues, you do have enough M's to insulate you from dumb motherfuckers who will put you in legal issues for whatever reason. You don't want to exercise that.
Hopefully, because like I said, now we ain't gonna pretend like NBA players haven't been robbed and stabbed, Paul Pierce. But I
But
mean,
even
it
then,
happened.
that wasn't nobody worth 194 million when that happened to Paul Pierce.
Yeah, but I don't think Paul Pierce broke them. But yeah, I got you.
But it wasn't no social media then. It was a whole different animal, you know. But yeah, he has it, and it's just like I will never understand. That's what I was saying. Here's the plot twist: white folks, white boys, a chunk of them who love to immerse themselves in black and hip hop culture, they always want to argue. How come I can't say the N word? Here's the plot twist: those of us on the black side who know better don't want to say it either. So I expand that vision to say this much. Folks who ain't from the hood, who ain't from that life, are so fascinated. They want to be hood. They want to be down so bad. Here's the plot twist. All of us wish we could have pulled a Will in Fresh Prince. All of us wish we could have went and stayed with some rich uncle and rich family somewhere else. Because I'm gonna let you on a little secret. Being in the hood ain't what people think. Ain't nothing cool about poverty. We
No,
say hood to try to dress it up. That's pouring syrup on shit and
right,
calling it
sir.
pancakes.
Or,
Ain't nobody in the hood. Ain't nobody in the hood loving that.
or if you do, you
Wondering where
say
you.
individual.
Oh, they do. I mean,
It's some people that do, but that's
Havoc once put in a famous line in Mobb Deep's song. No matter how much we get, I'm staying in the projects. I'm willing to bet money Havoc from Mobb Deep is nowhere near the projects right now. Just saying. You
probably not.
don't live in poverty to revel in poverty.
No, you try to solve it,
You
and
know,
he
strong.
solved it. He
But
solved it.
I don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some goofballs out there who would prefer street credit over 800 credit.
Yeah,
Dumb, but
institutionalized.
between the lack of resources, um, the beef that goes on amongst the people who live there, and then you compound that with the overbearing, oppressive police presence. Ain't shit dope about being in the hood.
Nothing.
And that goes back to the conversation about the culture. Don't let these rap dudes fool you, which a lot of you are. Don't let these rap dudes fool you. Ain't nothing sweet about being in the freaking hood, but that's the culture. All these rap dudes and rap women, make it seem like hood life. Like being overly aggressive and overly angry and on guard all the time is not fun. I'm in my
Good
40s.
for
You know
your
how long it
mentals.
takes you to unprogram. Like, you know how long it took me to get to the point where I'm like, nah, I want to go here because what if some shit pop off? I literally didn't wear slides until like the last 2 or 3 years because in my head I'm like, yo, something pop off, I might have to run. I'm
Probably
not
still should though.
around
Probably still should. Mass
for
shootings
what?
and all that.
For what? I'm not in situations that require me to be in that level, that mind of thinking.
You are. You just
Ain't
don't know.
nothing gonna pop off. I'm at the gym.
You shouldn't be wearing slides at the gym either. Come on, mess around with your foot. Big ass roll on it.
I'm just saying, like, it's really just gotten to the point where I feel cool enough, okay enough to wear slides because I'm not worried about something popping off. Like, there's nothing that's gonna pop off. But this is the byproduct of hood, of living in what's the word I'm looking for? Not desperation per se, but when you don't have enough resources, when everybody's trying to eat and it's not enough food, and it's a certain mentality. And I'm like, it's funny to me seeing people my age now that's like, I I feel bad for them because they can't let go of that. Like y'all still start sentences with, "Yo, where I'm from, dog, we ain't there. We not in food stamps, government cheese. We not in that. We not in that Section 8. You know, stepping over crack vibes. We not in that no more." But somehow, not even somehow, let's call a spade a spade. We have a real conversation because of the rise of the wrong parts of black culture, the super hyper masculinity, and I'll fuck you up and I'm gonna shoot you, I'll stomp you out, all this aggression and anger. Like, that ain't where it's at, dog. At a very base level, we're not talking about what we can destroy. We talking about what we can build. And be mad at me if you want to, but niggas and bitches ain't never gonna unite. That's why I stopped. I never referred to women to that to begin with, and I stopped using the N word in regular speech around the turn of the millennium. So I'm just like, when are we gonna talk about the culture for real? Because Ja got the culture messed up, and a lot of folks got the culture messed up. And having this culture thing messed up has got a lot of brothers in jail.
And be more
A
like
lot of
LeBron.
brothers,
Be
you
more
know.
like LeBron, man. Trying to tell you, that's the blueprint. Now don't be a
Hold
sellout when
on.
it comes to some stuff, but yeah,
All right,
be more
give me
like
a
LeBron.
sec. You keep talking, I can hear you. I'm gonna turn some light on because it's getting dark in here. Don't want to be the dark man.
She ain't finding me.
Yeah, but I'm like, we just gotta do better, man. And we're not doing better in certain respects. And looking at this job thing, it's like, dog, seriously, you better than this, sir. And what you trying to do? Be the first player to go from the league to the hood? Because like we
Yeah.
said, you ain't from there. That's
Hey,
not your life, B.
he wants to live that dream. Knock yourself out, my boy.
Because I can tell you, it's a lot different being in the hood as a guest versus, with 194 mil versus being in the hood because you there, because you ain't got nothing. Different conversation.
Well, he keeps this, so he won't got nothing either. So yeah. Uh, so yeah, hopefully this is a learning experience. Hopefully nothing serious comes from this, and he can continue on with his career. And yeah, himself, his family, the league will be in a better place. But it's not over yet.
Yeah.
So
And I,
we'll see what happens these
you
next.
know, and it's stuff that we didn't talk about because I was thinking about what parts of the culture is worth mentioning. It's just certain things that get at my goat, and you feel free to ride with me or not on this one. But it's like I firmly believe, like I said, we need to define what Black excellence is, and I think a part of that definition, a key part of definition, is we need to define what Black excellence is, devoid of the white gaze and white approval and white standards. Okay, so Ross, what does that mean? That means things are excellence. I don't care if you have a Maybach. I don't care if you have a Mercedes. I don't care about things. Black excellence is rising above. And who would you put on? See, capitalism got us out here practicing the way of the shark, not the way of the ant. I ain't trying to go super deep, but if you know the basic difference between sharks and ants,
I
the
mean, it's a
shark
show
gonna
called
eat.
Shark Tank. So I mean, yeah, you
I mean,
saw
the shark gonna eat.
pretty much.
The shark will, and sharks will eat other sharks. It's been seen.
It's the same
Sharks
meat.
will eat other sharks.
This is why it is. Well, yeah, there's wolves, sheep, and a shepherd. Shepherd
Well,
controls everything. Everybody's usually a sheep, and then there's the wolves that take advantage of all that. I guess
but
it's
see,
rather where you are.
ants sacrifice and they function with a hive mind. Ants, bees, they function with a hive mind. They literally, when the hives, when the colony is under attack, they have ants that will go lay down their life for the colony and to protect the queen. Hmm.
So
Now,
who's
when you
our queen?
extrapolate that, in general, are women. So, in ants, it's one in particular, of course. But the bottom line is the woman you with, that's your queen.
If you're with a
Collectively,
woman,
we need to be
if you're with a
okay.
woman, that's
Okay, but
yeah.
even if you're not, because if you see your sister getting treated grimy, that ain't cool. But niggas and bitches,
I think that's
you know.
everybody though. But I hear what you say. But I think it should be both sides. If you see
Well,
anyone else like you being treated, you should all help and protect. But that's just me.
a nation is only as strong as its women. I know a lot of the ashy Kevin Samuelites out there don't want to ride with that, but ain't no accident they try to destabilize and overtake women and undermine them because especially black women. But we got to do a better job of, like I said, we need to define what black excellence is, and it is not Mercedes and material bullshit. It's really not.
Most of that's Eurocentric anyway. So yeah, because we're not buying our own materialistic shit.
Well,
So
we
yeah,
all bought well, everybody bought Yeezys though.
that's under what umbrella?
I mean, it's under Adidas, but
Yeah, okay, right there we go. End the conversation. Like I said, we'll spend a lot of money when it comes to it doesn't come from us and call it designer. But when black designers trying to make it or have the same price, oh, I don't want to pay all that. Y'all not this. Okay.
yeah, you're not Gucci, you're not
You
Louis,
know, all
Louis and
right,
Gucci
sure. I'll
don't
put
give a shit.
blackface on it when that make you comfortable. That's it. I wouldn't just like I said, the materialistic thing, cool, but yeah, it's all Eurocentric still. So it's like we're not even doing it for our own people. At least you put money in our
Yeah,
pockets if you
yeah.
can, but you're
I
not even
mean,
doing that.
only two people I can think of is Cass Love supporting some Jordan and Cass roll with Yeezy. That's about it.
Yeah, two people that don't really give a about you. Hmm. Ain't that something? And
Well,
they're
Jordan
very
does
and they're
now.
very
Jordan
Eurocentric too. So yeah.
Jordan does now. To his credit, I give credit where credit is
Yeah,
due.
50
Jordan does
what
now.
50 to 60 years later. Yeah, I guess.
You know, he made a huge donation to the Make a Wish Foundation just recently.
That's great. Yeah.
I give credit where credit is due,
It's
but
still under Nike, but I get you.
yeah, but it's just we really need to just analyze what we're bigging up. I don't want to be on the Kanye had a point part, but I will say
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's accidental that certain parts of our culture get highlighted more than others. And I will forever call it the Griselda conundrum because as a Buffalo native, I am happy to see highly talented and skilled rappers finally get national acclaim. As a black man, I'm thinking to myself, did we really, in this day and age, need three well versed spitters in nothing but drug culture and violence and more disrespect of our own women? So it's like, it's the Griselda conundrum.
Is it
Is that
really a
black excellence?
conundrum? If you're really about black excellence, it wouldn't be a conundrum to you. You just say, I don't care how good, how well they rap. Their topic is unacceptable. So how is it conundrum? So which one? You can't play the middle. You gotta pick a side, my boy. And that's the problem with us. We play the middle. We overlook some shit because we agree with it, or they rep our hood, or blah blah blah. When we know it's destructive.
I
So
mean, so
now
what
I'm
do you?
putting you
I
on the
mean,
spot. There's no conundrum. You
it's the
you mess
Griselda
with them or
conundrum.
you don't.
It's the NFL conundrum. Do we despise the league or do we recognize the fact that it has made many black men millionaires? Which side are we on?
But at the cost of what though? So like I said, we keep doing this halfway shit. This is where we as a people keep dropping the ball, keep making excuses for some things, and then not tolerate some things. You gotta draw a line and pick a side. If you don't mess with the NFL, what you said you don't, then don't mess with it. I don't like I said, I don't care if black people are getting paid millions of dollars. You're destroying yourself.
But oh gosh, see that's where it gets dicey. Like,
And it's not even guaranteed. So it's like you might not even see all that shit.
okay, but if you make $4 million in your career, right? If you made just say you made $4 million in your career, you're the 50th man on the roster. You made $4 million.
Right.
Given the average net worth of the black family is somewhere around 25,000.
Mm-hmm.
We toss around the term generational wealth all the time, right? But when we start looking at the hard numbers and you say the average black family's worth is like, I'll be generous and say 35,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Round numbers, I'll say 50. The average black family's worth $50,000.
There you go.
You made you made 4 mil. That is truly generational wealth to people that may only make X amount of dollars in their lifetime. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So somebody's got to crawl so the next generation, I mean, 4 mil generational wealth to a lot
So
of
you
people.
got so all right. So you saying it's a worthy sacrifice?
I'm
My
saying that's
body,
how a lot
my
of folks are
mind,
listening at it.
my body, my mind for millions of dollars to help my family. That's the
I mean, what's
sacrifice.
the flip? You go work for the post office or work somewhere, work for Amazon for 30 years, fall apart, no health insurance, and your family gets nothing? A $50,000 life
All
insurance
right. So
policy?
all right. So no. So you proving my point. So it's a worthy sacrifice. Your body for your family's future.
If
That's
you
not
have
fair.
the, I mean, a very, you got to remember, we are talking the rarest of rare. How many people get to go to the NBA? I mean, go to the NFL. So if
Exactly.
you are put in a position to do so,
Okay. You
I
still.
see where people make. I see where people would justify making that sacrifice. Absolutely
That's
see it that way.
cool. I just want you to acknowledge that that's the sacrifice you're making. It's your body, your mind, your future for your family future.
Yeah, because ultimately you make 4 million. How much does that owner make off of you? So yeah.
We already know how much they make.
Right. But it's the culture, and like I said, I think black culture needs to start with defining what black excellence is. I've always said we need a black think tank. The argument, of course, is going to come into who's in that room.
Exactly.
Um,
Who do you
I
trust
got
now
to.
to
I
be
mean,
in
I
that
got
room
to
with
admit,
us?
my biggest problem is I've had this conversation with a few people, and immediately, almost immediately, the first name that comes up is Obama. Oh, we can't have a conversation about black excellence Obama,
Hell
and I'm
no.
like,
Hell no. No, he can't even sniff the room. Don't even think about it. Walk the other way. We have a sign out that says no Obama allowed. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Obama. I
so
want to know what they said Obama has done for them lately. Or his whole life. What has he done to change your life? I would
he is
like to know.
shown, and again, I'm giving you the answers I have heard because I've asked that question. He has shown that a black man can rise to the highest level in this country. He
Biracial.
has
Yes.
he has shown what black excellence looks like. He has shown class.
Class.
Um,
Oh. Oh. I love that word. It only means
he's
one
got
thing, but I
right,
love
right,
that. And,
right. And I'm like,
oh.
so I said, so optics. What
Yeah,
do you
he
mean? No,
looks
I
like a
said
good
so.
Negro.
Optics.
Yeah, as Brother Malcolm said, he looks like a good Negro. A house Negro. He looks good. He's great.
And I'm
Okay,
like, because like
not
I
what we
said,
need
when
right
you
now. Is more house
right,
Negroes. We need more, just like
I
you said.
won't. And see, I won't even say a house Negro. I'll just say I don't know how revolutionary he is, and I think
He's not.
we need a couple more revolutionaries.
He's not. But like I said, who now is a revolutionary that's not either furthering the division? Can't say Kevin Samuels because he's dead. So you gonna say Dr. Umar?
I mean, because like I said, that's where the argument came in. I told somebody I'd rather have Umar in that room than Obama. And they're like, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
believe
that's
you would
true.
say that. I'm like, dog, I
That'd
don't
be lesser
roll.
of two evils because, like I said, everything he said I don't agree with either. So it's like I
I
don't
can't
know.
even say lesser of two evils because I don't question Umar's passion for his people. I question Obama's passion for black people.
Because that's not all his people. Like, are we just gonna gloss over that fact?
Well, that's where
I
it gets
mean, no, we
interesting.
gonna have a real conversation this show. He's biracial, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Well, hold on, because here's the
that's
thing
not
though.
his. He
He
still
also,
has two sides to
but
contend with. Go ahead.
him, Tiger. Well, look, we didn't make the rule, but the rule is one drop of black blood makes you black.
It's not true.
So
I know what the rule is. That's how racist
right,
this country is, by the way. It's
right.
that yeah, 1 ounce of black. Yeah, you're black. Huh? That's not how that works.
That's the part that freaks me out about people getting up in arms about interracial dating. Like, dog, you do understand by their own rule, if you date somebody white and have a kid with them, that kid is still considered black.
He still, yeah. Now that's what I do. Yeah, for black people getting mad about that, I get white people because by their own rule that they said they're
They're
no
getting wiped
longer
out.
black. They're black kids. You're not raising white babies.
Right.
So, but for us, I'm like, well, it's a win for us by their standard, even though they're just as white as they are black. That's what
Mm-hmm.
biracial means. It's in the
Mm-hmm.
definition. But either way, nah, yeah. I'd rather have Dr.
But
Umar.
no, I'd rather have Umar in
Yeah,
that room than
I agree.
Obama, and I get a lot of heat about that. But I'm
I
like,
agree.
look, I'd rather have someone passionate and committed to black people. Do I agree with everything Omar says? Not
No,
even close.
no. He
Not.
be spitting sometimes, boy. And like I said, I love the passion. Unless he bullshitting, which I
Yeah.
don't know if he is, but I
Nah, I don't
love
think
the
it is.
passion. We don't hear that passion from Obama. It's more
No.
of, oh, we can't use this language because you might alienate the. Okay, all right. Well, see, this.
And I mean, I guess the thing is, depending on, and I think Charlemagne the guy said it. There's agitators and coke and something else. I just don't think we need co-conspirators anymore. I think we need more agitators.
I mean,
I
what
don't
the
I
heck?
don't think we need the go along to get alongs anymore. I
That's
think we need more agitators. And that could be me and my rebellious revolutionary nature. I think we need a lot more Huey P's and Fred Hamptons than we do those who want to go along to get along. And early King, because late Dr. King was a different animal. Early King, I don't necessarily know we need early any more early Dr. Kings.
Well, we kind
Yeah.
of got one in Obama.
Ooh, ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. But and maybe the thing is, maybe because of where he's been, Obama it's a very the thing that I gotta consider. It's a very good chance he understands this system a hell of a lot better than any of us do, because he's been in it at a level none of us have ever been. And maybe he understands, look, if you don't play ball, if you don't cooperate, ain't nothing gonna change. So at least if you play
That's a
ball, you
lie.
move you
That's a
move the
lie.
glacier an inch or two
We don't
versus
have time for
the shit
that.
don't move.
We don't have time. I hate that logic. And then it's something that I don't remember his son's name when we went to in DC when he was talking. It's like, bro, we don't have time to do this inch by inch. Um, put your bootstraps on. Let's get no, we ain't got time for it. We've been trying that for 400 years. I ain't working. So it's time to go now. This thing
Right.
has to fall now, not tomorrow, not inch by inch, brick by brick. We've been laying down bricks for forever, literally and figuratively, but nothing, nothing has really changed. The core is still the same. It may look different. The laws may look different, but if you look into some of the laws, it's still screwing you. And that's not even just black people, and that's the little secret. Screwing everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
affects us the most because the most disrespected, most endangered race in this country is still us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this whole thing needs to fall. We're not trying to play ball. Democracy is a lie. So since it's a lie and it's built on the back of racism and all the other isms that we talk about, why would we play ball with something that wasn't designed for us and will never be? And don't tell me about the outliers. That's really
Yeah,
rare.
they love
I know
man,
you're
they
gonna
love
say,
doing dollars.
"Oh, Jay's a billionaire." Kanye, before he said something stupid, was a billionaire. Okay.
Yeah,
So look at all the major wealthy people in the world, or maybe this country, and look at the percentages, and you be like, "Oh yeah, they're still a minority."
right,
So
right.
no, I'm not dealing with outliers. It's either all for one, it's either one for all or all for one, man.
Agree. I know, but yeah, when it comes to us, look, we need to. I get it at this point. Rap music probably ain't going nowhere, but we really start need to pay attention to what we and ask. I think one of the things we don't do. And this isn't just black people. We don't ask why enough. We look at the thing, say, "Here's the thing," and I'm mad about the thing. I'm mad about the thing, and we never ask why. Do you have a right to be mad about what comes out of rappers' mouths? You do. Better question: Why? Why is that what we hear? Why is it always niggas and bitches and guns and drugs? And why? When you start asking why, then you start getting a little deeper. You know, I'm mad about the LGBTQ. Da, da, da. Okay, cool. You have a right to be mad about that if you want to. Start asking why. Why are you mad about it? Is it something really there, or are you having a visceral reaction? Analyze. The bravest and the single way most bravest and rebellious thing you can do is ask why. And that is across the board. That transcends race, class, all of it. The most rebellious and dangerous sometimes thing you can do, and just bravest thing is ask why. Even on a base level. Why is it baseball players make half a billion, teachers make peanuts? Why is that?
Entertainment. I mean, that's the easy answer, and that's just
But no one asks.
society. But
The
people
amount of
ask
complaining.
that question. I do hear see a lot, but the answer is pretty easy, and that's on us as a society.
Hmm, hmm,
I mean, you wanted capitalism. They're
hmm.
doing which in capitalism.
I mean, it's
Entertainment
just
makes the most money. They're entertainers, so they will get paid the most money.
right.
That's real simple. That
Like
like
you just start asking questions. Like our segue into our next piece. What you sent me about a really big computer guy, Bill Gates. allegedly there was a arrest warrant issued for murder, blah 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 blah, for Bill Gates by the Philippines due to the rollout of the jab, this, that, the third. Right now, of course, I read the headline like, "Yo, dig a little deeper, you found out it's all fake news." You know, it's not fake news though. And again, it goes back to what I just said. Ask why. Why is a guy who was obsessed with computers all of a sudden obsessed with um, viral information and food and buying land, and it should raise an eyebrow. Just asking why. That's a weird leap because most of the other people I know, it's not a weird leap. Like let's take Jay. We talk about Jay off. Let's take Jay. Jay was a rap dude. Jay owned part of Douce or Ace of Spade, which is liquor. That's not elite. He was part of Armadale, which is an early vodka from the like the early 2000s, I think. Not elite. Art, he's an artist, not elite. See what I'm saying? Like the interests kind of don't stray far. Like you can start connecting the dots. Like, okay, I can see what happens. Dude, you was about Microsoft and computers. How do you get to vaccinations? That's elite. And the reason we should raise an eyebrow and say why. Now, for the record, no, the country did not issue an arrest warrant for Bill Gates. It is fake news. But what I did find interesting, myself included, oh, my eyebrows went way up, way up. As soon as you said that to me, like, ooh, let me dig. Like, is this true? And there's a lot of question marks about his involvement. And again, not going on the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. I'm just looking at what is. A lot of question marks about his involvement, a lot of things that have nothing to do with computers. And I was like,
No science.
if this were true, boy, oh boy. Because as you and I have seen, as time passes, we're starting to see more credible articles and discussions come out about how this whole thing was mishandled. I'm not saying it was intentional. I'm saying it was mishandled. Because the second I say it was intentionally done, I'm gonna sound like the whole we need to tear down the 5G tower people. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But all I'm saying is remember what I told rewind time. Remember what I told you my thoughts on 9/11 50 to 70 years from now when everybody's dead and gone and nobody can be prosecuted, documents will be unclassified and we'll see maybe this wasn't what we were told it was.
For
You're
you.
starting to see a little of that now with this pandemic. And the longer time goes on, we're starting to see, hey, there was some information that either was not put out or there was some information that 100% true that was put out, and things are looking a little shady. So
It already looks shady, but
I, it all, I mean, it all make it, it depends on, and I gotta be being objective. It looks shady depending on where you sit. You know why we're not in a pandemic right now? Because 85% of the country got vaccinated. That's why we're not in a pandemic right now. And that's true. You see how easy that was? You
no, it's
can't
not.
argue that.
That's not true because the
How's,
majority, like it's not true because not too long ago, we're still in a pandemic. People just don't give like like I said, COVID cases are rising. Like I don't know, we're just not hearing about the deaths like we were at first.
because
Ironically,
we're not having
no
the
people
deaths
are still
because
dying. No, good people still die, and cases are still going. And guess who's the majority of people getting caught COVID? People who are vaccinated. And then the lie that they did finally admit is that, oh, when you get vaccinated, you won't spread it, blah, blah, blah. And that's a lie. You do spread it. So, and they came out and said that. So now we still are technically in it. We just don't care.
bruh, as of right now, when you were talking, I was looking. The 7 day average of COVID deaths is um only 573. I say only
You said daily, right?
573.
It's a lot of people that die from a day just from a disease.
You want to go back to see what that looks like in 2021?
I'm not saying that it wasn't bad back then, but that's why my point was that, and I didn't say that it's world ending. Even back then, it wasn't world ending, but people are still dying. People are still catching it. Cases were still going up.
I will say this though, and this is weird. This is weird. All time deaths, all time cases and deaths. All time cases, 103 million. Total deaths, 1.1 million.
I think that's off.
Brief, brief, just using random math. That's 10%. 103 million, that's 10%. No, I'm sorry. My math is way off. That's 1%.
Right.
So, well, even by that, you can say vaccine. Initially,
But it was like
we added 2% death
it
rate.
was
Now it's
like
down to one.
it was like that in the beginning.
It was 2%. Now it's down to one.
Oh wow! I have instead of being 99% chance to live, now I have instead of being 98, now I have 99. I feel so safe now.
I mean, if you're in the 98,
Yeah, but
you
did you
feel
really die? What and this and that? This is the point where we don't trust shit and we don't trust the medical system. Did they really die from COVID?
all. Hey, I'm just looking at raw numbers.
And are they underreporting the people who did die? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot more deaths with involved with that, especially in other countries, probably China, that are not being reported.
That
Let's
actually
say
bolsters.
huh?
I'll just say that that's not good because I mean that actually bolsters the point that hey, because folks got vaccinated, we got a lot less deaths.
I
But
remember.
that's what
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
if we talked about this, but I remember seeing an article about people in China trying to leak stuff that yeah, it's real bad there still.
Okay.
But okay, cases
Well,
still
yeah, that's.
rising, people are still dying. We're still in the pandemic. Technically, we just don't give a. So
I
I
mean,
mean,
but well, like I said, circling back to where I started, I just think as time goes on, we
still.
are going to see more information that says, hey, this was mishandled. And I'm saying mishandled because I don't want to, I have a hard time, if it's not obvious, accepting that certain things are done intentionally.
Damn stories.
Yeah. And you'll never hear me say pandemic and actually mean it. Like there's actually people out there who really think this was all just a ploy. It was planned.
Nah, because they did a horrible job. If this was population control, it did a horrible job.
No, because the people who scream pandemic say this was practice. It wasn't this.
Ah,
This wasn't the world killer. This was to see how you would comply. How would you respond when the government says get your ass in the house? Would you listen? This is
ah.
just a test run.
Oh, so this was a pre. Oh, I thought they were just saying that this was the all be all. Oh, so they're
Mm-hmm.
saying this is
This was a
this is
test run.
free. This is a free trial right here. Oh, all
Right.
right, 2 year free
This is
trial.
your third. Yeah, this is your 30th free trial. So when
Okay,
the real devastator Omni Optimus Primacron comes in
that's
2050.
scary. Actually, that's actually kind of scary. Considering all the stuff I'm seeing now about these diseases that are have the capabilities of being like the bird flu and all this is starting to mutate. And since the planet is getting warmer, they might be able to survive in human bodies and shit. So they can be world breaking disease that happen pretty soon, maybe within our lifetime. Damn.
We'll see.
So maybe this is true. Maybe that was true.
Well,
That was a war about. That's a little scary. I'm a little nervous now.
I don't. I think give it like I said, give it
A little
50.
nervous.
Give it 50 years and everyone who could be prosecuted dies. Saboteur.
I mean, you don't have to do that.
2000, 2001, 2023, we're 22 years. There's still people around from 9/11 that can be prosecuted. We got another 25 years to go, at least.
And that's never coming out. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, I firmly believe. Like, it did. You really think? Do you really think it was supposed to come out that the U.S. government literally has something to do with the assassination of Fred Hampton and Malcolm X? Like, you
Nobody
think that
gives
was
a
supposed to come out?
nobody cares about them niggas. I'm not saying for me. I'm just saying in general. Nobody gives. Those are people want them
Bruh,
dead
it
too.
shows the U.S. government is capable of killing its own citizens.
They don't consider us
Like,
citizens. So
I'm
I
just,
can kill that whole order. You can't you think people care about some dead niggas? No, they don't. But now if you say you killing white people, Or you killing thousands of people just for some damn oil? That's a whole nother thing. That's treason on for real, for real. That's real treason right there.
You know the interesting plot twist. If the conspiracy theorists are right and all of this is for oil, what is every automaker unleashing right now? Every damn car brand
Oh,
now has an
electric.
electric vehicle. So y'all did all this for oil. 2001, y'all did all this for oil that might not even matter in a quarter century.
Nobody says humans were smart.
By 2025, we might not even be using that as a fossil fuel.
Probably not. It might be sooner than that, but yeah. Oh, you said
No,
two.
because the
Oh no,
first level
I'm
is
thinking something
the
else.
first level is cars, and you still this country
Smoke
still doesn't have
City.
the this country still doesn't have the infrastructure for all EVs yet.
Yeah, because the oil companies still greedy. They still want that money.
No, just well, that's a win-win because then you cut off dependence on foreign oil. So really,
Yeah,
having that infrastructure come along quicker, sooner rather than later.
you need a
I
new
mean, I
energy.
will say this: it bugs my mind because initially it was a Prius since forever, then it was a Tesla. Now I swear every other car commercial, new EV, new EV, and in my head I'm like, where you gonna charge it, fam?
In your garage. I mean, there's more charging stations being built, so I've seen it firsthand. There's charging stations in places I ain't never seen before.
Yeah,
So
but to the point
they're
where
preparing for it.
yeah, but I'm thinking we're a good 2 to 5 years away from that. But
Well, I agree. Probably a
yeah,
decade to be honest. But either way,
so nah,
I mean,
you don't have all these car companies introducing EVs like this, like Caddy, like
I'm saying to the point that everyone probably damn near has an EV, where like
hmm?
it'll be damn near no pun intended, like a fossil to have a gas car.
Well, I'm keeping mine. I'm gonna keep a gas
Yeah,
car. I mean,
validation. You see what he trying to do to you, man.
I'm keeping mine. Like Rick Ross called it, yo. What if the electric car drive me to the cops, yo? What if the repo? What if you miss a payment? The car drives itself back to the dealership. Like, nah, I'm keeping mine.
Not pay
What
on time.
if
Like,
what if zombie apocalypse happen? I can't start this. I got to keep a gas car. What? There were no Teslas in The Walking Dead. Just saying. Just saying.
I mean, most cars are dead anyway because okay. You know what? I'm gonna have a horse. I'm not worried about that. See, that's real man meat. That's real gangster right there. I ain't gotta worry about gas and that. Just food and water. There you go.
Okay, you have a horse and sore balls, but have at it.
You can roll with a horse before time about
Yes, that's why I know. That's exactly why I know. I
yeah,
have
bad padding, man.
twice, twice.
Bad
It's
padding.
horrible. It's
I have
horrible.
to. Bad padding, man.
It's horrible. Like, nah. I'm. Shout out to the ancestors that had to ride the horses. Oof,
You
horrible.
can ride standing up. You ain't gotta be off, man. I
Nah,
mean,
B. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good on the horses. I ain't Billy the Kid. I'm straight.
I just sit on the
Um.
carriage there. You ain't gotta be on the bad horse. There you
mm. But shifting gears slightly. But yeah, Bill Gates. That was interesting. Um, one of my favorite humans, Jon Stewart, former host of the Daily Show. Yo, he will still smoke you. Don't think that he done lost his edge. In an interview with a senator, I do believe from Oklahoma, they were talking about the Second Amendment and this. Oh gosh, let me see if I can find it. But the long and short of it is, he cornered the hell out of bro and tried to get him to, you know, admit, like, look, you are more loyal to the Second Amendment than you are to the lives of children, even. It was Oklahoma State Senator. Yep. And he sat there, Senator Nathan Down, actually, and he tried to sit there and justify the Second Amendment and how it shall not be infringed upon and all of the language in the BS. And Jonathan Stewart pretty much cornered was like, just pretty much say guns over everything, dog. Just go ahead. Like, just tell the truth. And it was really eye opening because okay, So we are a quarter of the way in 2023, right?
Mm,
By my just rudimentary estimation, this country, can't say globally, this country has enough food waste, has
mm-hmm,
enough resources
mm-hmm,
to see to it that no one is homeless or hungry on a base level.
mm-hmm,
Um, Medical companies have made enough profits to where the cost of medicine could come down drastically.
mm-hmm,
Basically, a lot of the things that we suffer from, we have the solution if we wanted to.
mm-hmm,
We just don't wanna.
mm-hmm.
So to hear this moron hmm, still cling to this document written by white racist slave owners in the 1700s,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's equal parts frightening and fascinating. Like New York voice, are you dumb?
No,
Like, are you dumb? Like, do you like Jonathan Stewart really try to? Do you hear yourself right now?
nah.
Do you hear how ridiculously stupid you sound? And you were elected by the people. So I don't either you're I don't know which is worse. Either
I
you're
don't,
putting on an amazing front or you really believe this bullshit you shoveling. I don't know
either
which
way
is
is
worse.
bad. They're both worse. Doesn't matter. um, yeah, like I said, he made a point because they're so pro guns. But the thing that actually kills kids, I didn't have a conversation on kids and all that because I guess he was anti what drag show or something. I don't remember
Yeah, he
something.
was
And
anti drag show reading the kids.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, right. And then John Stewart was like, "So how many of them shows kill kids?" He's like, um, uh, he's like, "Don't answer that." He's like, "So how many of the kids die from guns?" It's like, so which one's more dangerous? Who dies more from what? So yeah, you
Hmm.
care more about keeping your guns, but you want to go so hard about drag shows.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't correlate. Like I said, just admit it. You care more about guns than you do the actual people or the kids, which we already know. I've said this many times. They care more about guns than they do
Uh-huh.
kids.
Uh-huh.
That's not up for debate. We've seen it. Everyone's seen it. So yeah, I don't know how they believe it. Either that paycheck is mighty swell, or you just drunk the Kool-Aid. Yeah, that's just how you think. Second Amendment,
Uh,
Second Amendment, 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 Amendment. Okay, cool.
and it's like, look, I get it. It's gonna be a certain amount of folk that hate me for saying it, but if we gonna tell the truth on this show, uh Southern Virginia to Arizona, we could really, if we really want progress for real, separate them, let them become their own damn country.
And
Because
we gonna bring
honestly,
back
that's the
slaves.
section of the country that is so just bass backwards. You got morons, I think it was in Tennessee, I saw an article trying to bring back some version of Jim Crow. Like, why are we
And lynching.
why
Did you see that?
like what is wrong with you people? This is why it ain't immigration. It ain't black. It's you motherfuckers stuck with this. You can't get past you lost in 1865. Let it go.
No, that's when
Like,
America was
damn,
great.
dog. Everybody. Oh, the radical left. There is no such thing. It's common fucking sense.
They
No
suck
one gives
too.
a shit what you do with your parts. Oh, you're gay. So are you? If
God
you are,
did,
why do you care?
because God
You
does.
stupid, y'all.
Nah, well, that's because everybody trying to micromanage everything, be in everybody's business. That's just how it
Live
is.
and let live, B. Live and let live,
If it
B.
don't
Like,
affect you, let it go, man. But the stuff
uh,
that do affect you, you see to turn a blind eye.
well, no, because it's unimpeachable, uncroach, whatever. I forgot the word, but maybe that's again another spot that just start asking why. Why are we still following so closely a document written by racist white people in the 1700s? Maybe that's a little dated. Just
Nah,
maybe it's a little dated.
Nah, because like I said, the model that you don't even realize is the most racist model of all time is "Make America Great Again."
Hmm.
Newsflash: the people who are saying
Hmm.
that, they're saying "Make it great" from back then. It was great for a certain group of people. I agree. It wasn't great for everyone else. So
No.
they're trying to go back in time so things how they were.
I just,
Like that's the greatest racist thing you can say.
but, but yeah, props to John Stewart. He had a real life Killmonger moment. Is this your king? This is who y'all elected? State of Oklahoma? This is who you got. This.
It's
This is your
Oklahoma.
guy.
That's it. Still can't get over that you lost. Like you said.
Right, right. This is your guy. This is you elected. He just got owned by a dude that's not a politician in any way, shape, or form. This is your guy though.
Can't win them all, man.
Smoked his boots. Absolutely smoked his boots. Like
Let's
this
him
is your
cook.
guy.
Yep.
This is your guy. So we've touched on this, and I'm not gonna let it die. Um, there's more beef in quote unquote Cop City outside of Atlanta. After a protester was shot and killed a couple months back. Let's see. This is coming from Fox News, so do with that information what you will. Vandals in Atlanta hurled bricks and Molotov cocktails at police officers and set cars on fire on Sunday in protest of an 85-acre training complex for the city's police and fire departments. Okay, so let's pick that first piece apart. Training complex for police and fire departments. That doesn't seem 100% accurate. It's the latest in a series of attacks against the facility, which has been dubbed Cop City by its detractors. The 90 million complex has been the ire of environmentalists and anti-police activists in 2021. Now, here's a fun fact, by the way, boys and girls. This was signed off on by Republicans and Democrats. So what have we said all the time, Kane? Two wings of the same effed up bird? Yeah.
Yeah.
The facility is primarily being funded by donations to the nonprofit Atlanta Police Foundation. It will include an amphitheater, classrooms, training areas for police to carry out simulated crime situations such as shootouts.
Mm.
Anyone else reading through this bullshit besides me? Anyone else reading this? And they make it sound so cool too. The training complex
Okay.
for the police and fire department. They're gonna have an amphitheater and classrooms. It's a nonprofit donations. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So yeah, looks like they're calling in the National Guard to protect against the environmentalists and anti-cop protesters, and a couple people are being charged with domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorism. Wonder what that
Wow.
carries.
Wow. Domestic terrorists. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
And you're right. The National Guard will call, and they stayed until February 9th. At least 19 people have been arrested. Domestic terrorism. Hey, has the Ku Klux Klan ever been arrested for charged with domestic terrorism?
You can't arrest yourself. But yeah.
Oh.
Um,
Did any of these mass shooters get charged with domestic terrorism?
did they? Probably not.
Even so much as a hate crime?
You have to fight for that.
Hmm,
There might be some in
hmm.
there. Well, because this is violence against, the pigs. So, which is hired guns by the government. So yeah, that would be a terrorist act, I guess. Even though you didn't call January 6th terrorist or any of that shit, but all right.
What? Right, 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 right. But you know, shoot. Okay, so here's something. The facility actually includes shooting ranges, plans for bomb testing, will practice tear gas deployment. They are practicing how to make sure poor working class people stay in line. So when the police kill us in the streets again, like they did to Rayshard Brooks in 2020, then control our protests and community response to how they continually murder our people.
Who
But
said
doesn't
that?
that sound a lot more accurate?
Who said that?
This is
I know Fox News ain't say that shit.
no. This is someone I interviewed.
Oh, I'm about to say
This is
that's probably more
Kwame.
realistic. Yeah,
This
that's
is
not.
shout out to brother. This is Kwame Olufemi. He's from the Community Movement Builders, a group that advocates for police force to be defunded and eventually abolished. Denzel voice, my man.
Like I said, this all costs $90 million, and you're taking up all that space and land that I'm hearing could be an environmental disaster. So, environmental disaster, and you're training to basically keep the Negroes in line because Atlanta is clearly a black city. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which
So,
I'm sure they'll put one outside of Detroit next.
I guess I should expect one too. Either way,
Ooh.
um, yeah, like that motherfucker. No, but yeah, it's just this $90 million. That money can go right back into the neighborhoods, and then you wouldn't need a cop city. But
Mm-hmm.
but that's just like
Mm-hmm.
I said, America is the most funniest and stupidest place of all time. Now I know why every other country laughs at us. I used to think like, why? It's like because the answers is not under your nose. You're staring right at it. You're looking right at it. We're looking
Mm-hmm.
at the answer. Like you said, you can go north and see the answer. You can go back to where you motherfuckers came from and see the answer. Like that, like damn. The answer is right there. But capitalists and power and white supremacy and all that other stuff and isms on top of it, just like,
Agreed.
nah,
Mhm.
this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna stay. And y'all gonna like
Now,
it.
I will say this: the six people charged with domestic terrorism, none of them look like us.
So what are they?
So, they're all white. Based on what I'm looking at, they are all white.
Hey, like I said,
So
at least you know on this shit.
basically,
On
what was it?
this, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying basically you should know on this podcast. Allies are allies, bro. Like I said,
Yes.
we don't follow the notion that, everyone that don't look like us is against us, because that's not true.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So power to
You-
them.
There are
Wow,
some
wait,
John
hold on.
Browns out
Wait, I'm
there.
not just real. So y'all call them domestic terrorists when they're with us, but when they're against us, it's not.
Ooh.
Wow. See, even that's even in racism. Look at this shit.
I didn't think about that one.
I just thought about it. Like, damn,
I didn't think
they
about that
quit.
one.
Because I assume, I guess it's just bad. This is why you shouldn't assume shit, though. That, they look like us. Nope. You
Mm-mm.
said they're white, and I read it clearly said domestic terrorists. And with that word, they rarely use it when it's against people. But now that you with us, it's like, well, I guess you ain't with us, so you with them. So now
Mm-hmm.
we can drop the hammer for real.
Mm-hmm.
His
Domestic
country.
terrorism, yeah. But you didn't say. But you barely called January 6 rioters domestic terrorists.
We still don't
But
call
okay. What the Democrats did, but that wasn't because they really wanted to. That's
it.
because they wanted to make this political.
Exactly. They didn't care.
So you said it, but you didn't mean it. You said
No,
it though.
no. Because we were fighting, like all the news stations were fighting not to say it. Like I said it was treason. No one said it. I don't think anyone still said it.
That's
So,
it. Is
hey,
they didn't want to say an insurrection. Then they want to say protest.
protest. Okay, so like I said, maybe in an alternate universe, it's black people that did that. Like, we see how different that would be. But
If it was
yeah,
BLM, it'd have been dead bodies on the Capitol steps. But yep,
yep.
yep, yep. All right.
One person got clapped though. So,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on and probably close this on a good note. Couple things we didn't touch, but I do want to keep this at a decent length. We'll touch on it next week because these stories ain't getting old. Like real quick for the folks out there, here's a teacher incident that I am having a real hard time wrapping my mind around. Somehow, a 30-year-old teacher had relations with a minor and had a
13.
kid with a minor and did no jail time.
I don't know how that's possible.
That's
Outside of just
another
outs-
conversation for the culture, but not black culture. As I said, I stand on what I said before. Pedophilia is a disease, and it is not just guys. It
I've
is
been
a
said
disease.
that, but it's looked at differently though, as you can see.
Not anymore. Not
She
anymore.
just
Like
got
that's
no
gross.
jail time.
We'll dive.
If like I
And
said, if it was switched, you really think a plea deal would get no jail time? If the dude got a 13-year-old girl pregnant, nah, we know
Karl
that
Malone didn't. Oh my bad.
because his parents. That was, I mean, not his parents, her parents. He lied. They didn't press charges. I remember. I know the whole story. That's the parents' fault. They got duped.
What in the name of yeah, gotcha.
But go ahead.
But
Yeah.
but no, I was gonna say yeah, we'll dive into that because there's some interesting stats and everything behind it, and like you said, it is viewed slightly differently. We'll put it this way. I'll tell you this:
No, it
it's
is.
viewed differently depending on the age.
It's still
Like true story, true story. And now that I think about it, it's gross. True story. When I was a senior in high school, it was this dude. I will not say his name, but he had this like 30-year-old woman signing him out of school saying it was his aunt, and it wasn't his aunt. Now, mind you, we're seniors in high school, so we're like 17, 18,
you technically
right?
at that. Okay. But yeah, it still
I
makes
mean, is it the legal? Is it the legal age of consent? Yes. Is that gross?
yes.
Yes. You're 30. 30.
Well, for
What
teenagers.
do you right? Like, and not even like I can see if it was a college kid, because technically you in college. And the reality, the real is it's college professors and students who do things all the time on both ends of the fence. So
Exactly. That's
not
true.
justifying it, just saying it is.
It is.
But high school dog, like at any point on your drive up to high school to sign out this high school student, lie about who you are, just occur to you how effing gross this is.
Because the sad part is why it is viewed differently. Because I looked under the comments under the stuff I sent you, it's all jokes.
Yeah,
Ah, why did this never happen to me?
right. But
But if it was the other way around, it would be no jokes on both
and
sides.
that's the thing we don't talk about. Like, do you know how damaging it is? Like, let us keep in mind. I'm not making any excuses. Let us keep in mind. R. Kelly was abused as a kid
He
by a
was.
much older woman. See how that turned out. See
For
how that turned out.
dudes, it's a little different when they abuse by older women.
But
You
the
become
repercussions are horrible.
no, as I said, you either become hypersexual and do the same stuff that happened to you, or you just be like don't want anything to do with that at all.
Huh.
So
But but yeah, on a good note, over the weekend, Michael B. Jordan, Mr. Don't Call Me Corny, made his.
Joe
Actually,
Budden is crazy.
I
We
didn't.
should
I
talk
still
about
didn't see
that
that.
too. We need to talk about
Okay,
that.
I didn't see it yet because I'm like I didn't get what his angle was. What his angle was.
He has no aim. He
But
should not be speaking on corniness, especially when it comes to women. But go ahead.
that also. But no, because okay. So we'll touch that. Went to see Creed 3. I gave it 4 scoops. Like you said, it was predictable, but it's a Rocky movie. You know how it's going to end. Like the only surprising Rocky movie ever was actually the first Creed when it ended in a draw. That's the only surprising ever. But this was good. Jonathan Majors is a great actor. Now, I don't have much. I don't have any Jonathan Majors experience. I didn't watch Lovecraft Country or anything.
I did
My
great.
first time seeing him is in Ant Man, really, and then this. And I can sometimes you can just tell someone's not. It's like I'm kind of holding back. I'm way better than this, but I'm giving what the role calls for. But that was my issue with Ant Man. We should have saw more Kang, and we didn't. And in this issue, I will give Jonathan Majors super props. I will not say he is head and shoulders better than Michael B. Jordan as an actor,
Yes,
but
he
he's
is.
better. But
Yes,
he's
he is.
be-
He said,
yeah, I wouldn't go that. I
"I
wouldn't.
do
You
it."
know what?
All right.
Head and
You
shoulders
have
better. Y'all act like whoa, y'all gotta stop the Michael B. Jordan hate.
I ain't
Michael B.
saying
Jordan is
good. See,
not
I'm
tough,
not.
yo.
I'm not on that train to say he can't act. I'm not on that train. I'm just
Right.
saying
That's like he
levels to
la
it.
in power, yo. Like, yo.
How
Act
she
like
catch him
he's
straight out of nowhere, you know?
I had to like y'all had to like he Tyra Banks and Higher Learning like.
That's not, how are these people catching strings, you
I'm just saying, like it's interesting the people who flat out I can't act like
Yeah,
Michael
like
B.
I said,
Jordan
but
ain't one of them.
Lala still keeps getting jobs because she's in BMF and it still hasn't got better.
I'm just saying, Fruitvale Station. He was a
He
great
did good
Killmonger.
for Braille Station. It was
Right,
good.
he was a great Killmonger. I didn't realize the legacy of Wallace lives on. Like I just thought that was an role, but
Played
people
a
still remember
kid.
him as Wallace. I'm like, and that blows my mind because out of all the characters in The Wire, Wallace is like 12th out of anybody I've mentioned.
Yeah. I guess it's just because it's just sad how he went out. Because he probably had one of the saddest deaths.
I don't even. I just was on. I just maybe. And again, I put that on Facebook, and somebody brought out like it was just messed up. But I'm like, out of all the deaths in The Wire, again, his was like, he's just. I was more hurt when Bodie got like that was like, damn, not Bodie. Like, damn, not Bodie. Like, well, I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
See,
All
Bodie,
right.
we knew it was coming.
We
Wallace,
didn't though. We thought he was gonna survive. I thought Bodie was gonna make it out, yo.
nah, I didn't think Bodie was going to.
Like I didn't see Dookie becoming a crackhead as the end result for Dookie. Like,
I mean, you kind of seen the pieces. Because who he started
but
hanging out with.
he was smart and Mike had his back. So I'm like, all right, cool.
But Mike became the new Omar.
Yeah, somehow we ended up in a wire conversation. But going back to Michael B. Jordan, like I just didn't realize the legacy of Wallace was showing this. But Michael B. Jordan ain't no bum actor, yo.
No, he's not a bum man. He's not
But
great, but he's not a
I will
Bell
give
or something like that.
Jonathan Majors props. He did not eat Michael Jordan alive when they shared screen time.
I don't think he
He,
could. I mean, it's
oh, he absolutely. You can tell when this guy's an actor, like, and one guy's like really good, and the other guy's like,
no. I'm saying for this role is
right.
you know,
Still, I'll give you a classic example. This is not a knock because we all know Christian Bale is a great actor,
all
but
time.
when he shared screen time with Heath,
You could
your
see that's the thing though.
your eyes were just immediately
But
what
he
is going to
see
do.
that comparison I don't like because you put Bell's other movies, it blows his Batman acting out the water. And that's when you start
Agreed.
to see he's an all time great. Like he's top
Right.
10 ever.
Yeah,
But
okay.
he is. It's not if
But no, but I'm just
but
saying like you can tell.
but it's Batman. Like how much acting can you put into Bat? He's like I said, the Joker character has more range because you can play with a lot more stuff. Batman is you ultra serious dude. What can you do? I'm Batman. I'm
You can stop,
vengeance.
yo.
Like
Swear to
what
me.
what
But yeah,
what
stop,
can
yo.
you do? At least to show a range of acting chops for Batman. Because you look at his other roles, it's like,
I
hey,
mean, but even if you do what's the name? Even if you do Dark Knight Rises, Tom Hardy chews him up when
he
they're on the
does.
screen together. And it's like you can say,
I
okay,
think
someone
that's his.
here is a serious actor. Like they're yes. And it's not a knock to Christian Bale because you don't know Christian Bale actually can't act. It's just in those scenes he got chewed all the way up. And
I
that's
think
what I'm
that's
saying.
more of the
Shout
script.
out to Jonathan Majors because I think watching his role as Dame, he could have chewed Michael B. Jordan up on that screen, and he did not. He absolutely did not. He did a great job, I think, of holding back. And I, and that's the part about it as well. Michael B. Jordan, this is his first this was his directorial debut, and he did a great job.
It was good.
All of the pieces fit. Tessa Thompson was good in her role. His daughter, young lady who played the deaf girl, she was great. All of the auxiliary pieces fit. And can we, speaking of The Wire, I forgot about that. Speaking of The Wire, can we please give Wood Harris his flowers? That brother, from Avon to everything, that brother can act. I don't know if we give Wood Harris enough props.
Nah, but yeah. I gave it 4 schools too. It was good, predictable, but most sport movies and boxing movies is pretty,
Mm,
you fight, you living in glory. You got antagonists. You train, you fight. The dude usually wins, and then they become friends after. I mean, it's real. The blueprint is real freaking predictable, but it was still good. And if you saw it in IMAX, because I think he shot in IMAX, like the
yeah,
sounds,
it was
how
shot in
the
IMAX.
fight scenes actually look real good. I don't think it's the best out of all the Rocky movies, like fight scenes. Like
Oh, I think it's, I think it might be
I think
the
the original
camera angles.
Rocky still. I think from the sound effects and how it looks now, because it's but I think just from actual boxing, I think some of the original Rocky movies probably
I
had
don't.
better fight. But it was good. It was good. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, yeah, Force Ghost for sure. And if we don't know, shifting gears, and then we'll wrap this up. Um, Michael B. Jordan was on a red carpet, and someone tried to get an interview from him. This someone was talking about how they went way back, and he politely reminded her how y'all used to call me corny, or she mentioned how he used to be called corny, and he didn't do it to me in a malicious way. It was just a little. It was just a little. I see you.
No, it was his face.
It,
Now that's
it
acting
was.
right there. His face
It
was
was
just like, hmm. And then Jonathan
right.
Mason came in too, kind of threw the line. That's how I know they boys, because he kind of keyed in too. It's like,
And it wasn't I see you, and people lost their mind, and folks made all kind of posts, and I'm like, listen, I don't really get into the gender war nonsense. I think people need to stay on their side of the fence. Brothers need to talk to brothers, sisters talk to sisters, and we meet in the middle where we can, right? But there is this narrative that brothers are not allowed to feel, we can't feel nothing, and I think a lot of that is BS. But this is one of those times where I gotta say they might have a point because listen,
ooh,
you have a right to feel a certain kind of way when somebody tried to throw shots at you, but now you on top or you doing something big, and now they want to come at you like, hey, remember me? Yeah, I do. Just not the
wait,
way
who
you
has a
think.
point? Wait, who has a point? The people that call him corny? You saying he was corny
No,
for
the
doing
no,
it?
the people that say brothers ain't allowed to feel and we don't get to have emotions. Yeah, I gotta drive them because I was amazed how many people wanted to go say Michael B. Jordan was wrong, but no. Because believe me, he is better than a lot of us.
Oh yeah, that could have turned out
He's
different.
better than because I know a lot of people that have already said if that was me, I'd have flamed her ass up right then and there. Now I wouldn't have did that, but I don't think how we handled that. Like I said, it was just
I
a
think
little. I
he,
see you.
I think he handled it the most professional way that you could. He still answered
No,
Shorty's question, but it's like I'm looking at you like, hmm. Now look at me now and look at you.
he had the ultimate Mike Jones moment. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm
Ah
out. They
man,
all
yeah,
know me.
man. See, this
He
is
had the
why you
ultimate
shouldn't make
Mike.
fun of. This is why you shouldn't bully, do all that stuff. But you never know.
I mean, to the flip, that's a narrative that needs to die too. I will say that. There's way too many brothers, way too many rap brothers. I was broke, they didn't want me, but now I got M's. These bitches want me, but stop. Just stop. That's corny.
Nah, they
Like
want your
that is
money. They want
that
your
is
money.
that is
They,
corny.
they want your
But
money. They don't
no,
want you.
but
But
no,
yeah,
I think Michael handled that with as much class as he could because I'm like we and I think and I could be going on a limb here. I think most of the people who have a problem with this weren't on the receiving end. They're the quote unquote cool kids in school. And if you're one of the cool kids in school, you'll never know what it's like to not be one of the cool kids in school. So with someone that wasn't one of the cool kids in school, oh, I assure you, I remember the people who popped off who had something to say. Um, I can tell you now that at this point, if I bumped into any of them, I ain't gonna have no smoke for them. But I'm not gonna sit here lying and say my initial reaction would be like, "Oh yeah, true story." Um, and it's gonna sound wild. It's gonna be out the Michael B. Jordan playbook, but it's very true. We going way back. We going back to sixth grade, yo. So we talking like literally 80, 89. Got into a fight with this dude. He snuck me and beat me down. No BS, right? Fast forward to 2002. Before I moved, I bumped into this cat at the mall. He didn't remember me. I sure I remember him. And immediately my fist balled up. And I'm like, you know what? Payback time. That's a very real thought I had. Mind you, I'm 23 years old. So, and then I caught myself like, bruh, really? Over some shit that happened in sixth grade, really? But it just goes to show you, yo, certain scars take a long while to heal.
That's why I said bullying, especially at a young age, and they already did some science
Mm-hmm.
behind it, can
Mm-hmm.
literally mess with someone for the rest of their life and change
Agreed.
their whole mentals for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, luckily some people can catch themselves. Some people can't. It
Like
could
I said, I'm sorry, I've seen comments. There's a lot of people that said, "Yo, ain't no way." I'd have been real ugly. I'm like, dang, but you don't get to tell somebody that's hurt how they gonna react to that hurt.
yeah. Like I said, I don't even go overboard like try to smack or something, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you don't result in nothing physical. But I'm not mad at how we handled it. I really
I'm
believe that the
not.
people who have a problem with how we handled it, were probably the cool kids.
I don't even believe that. I just think, yeah, I don't know. You just on your high horse.
No,
Cause
because honestly, if you know what it's like to be hurt by to have something somebody said or did to you affect you in that way, ain't no way you can come to the conclusion, oh, he handled that the wrong way. Oh, ain't no way. You come to the conclusion, oh, we
he had
handled
the
that with
best one. He had
more
that the
class.
best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Because if
said,
I can tell you I was about to punch somebody in the face from sixth grade, trust me. Trust me. It's some folks out here carrying some scars. And
that's
usually
funny. Cause oh, like spoiler if you didn't see Q3. Because like I said, again, the movie he kind of did that. Because remember, the young Adonis was
mhm,
abused when he was in a home by the dude that the reason why Jonathan's character got locked up is because young Adonis was beating the hell out of somebody that beat him when he was younger and small.
that is
That could
funny.
have happened. It didn't.
Right. And it's like
You never forget. And of course, like you said, the dude forgot him, but you will never forget certain scars. Like you said, it's with you till you die. So yeah,
I thought one of the things I really, really liked about this movie was the ending. I think in this climate, I don't know if Michael B. Jordan could think about it when it happened, but I think in this climate, it was important to see two brothers reconcile. After the fight, after it was all over with, to see two brothers reconcile is big. And it goes back to our conversation about the culture. Brothers can love one another. Brothers can give each other a hug. We can say, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? We can face the shit and be like, yo, we can move on from here. And I think especially in this climate, that was important to see. But running back recap, start from the top. Ja, yeah, sir. We back to the culture, man. You gotta, you are black excellence, and I don't think just athletically. I hope you embrace that. I really hope you let go of these parts of the culture that you think you need to be. You can reach a lot more people and change a lot more lives if you want to by putting down the BS, man. Put down the BS. Bill Gates, no, there is no arrest warrant, but for me, there are some questions, and I'm just still stuck at the basic question of how does a computer guy decide to get into vaccinations? I'm just asking. Just an interesting little leap there. Jonathan Stewart, bravo. You own that guy. Like you still got all the smoke. Still got all the smoke. Cop City, keep fighting a good fight. Because again, let's ask some questions. Where did this 93 million come from? And please stop lying about it's a training facility for police and fire departments. It's got an amphitheater and classrooms. You're practicing urban suppression techniques. Let's call a spade a spade. Okay? Stop. Then Creed was awesome. Please go see it. Yeah, that's what I got. Your recap, sir.
yeah, Ja, do the better, man. Hopefully, it's not over for you and you get a second chance, and I believe you should. But we'll see. Bill Gates, yeah, I don't know what the computer guy's doing, and I don't know how these companies got rich off this shit somehow, but I mean, it happened. Um, John Stewart, yep, still doing your thing. You still got it. Um, yeah, Cop City is definitely urban suppression. Nice way to spend 90 million of taxpayers' dollars. I love when the taxes is getting spent in the
Oh,
right
oh
place.
no, remember this. This is private donations. This is a non-profit.
Oh, private donations, even
So I wonder
oh,
who give you three. If you, I wonder if we looked at that donor list, who's on it? Hmm.
uh, I'm sure it's a red hat and a white hood somewhere. Read review, yeah, full scoops, man. Good movie, predictable, but it was good. Fight scenes was pretty good as a boxing scene from a long time. Uh, yeah, Michael B. Jordan didn't do bad. The cast was great. The story was good, and yeah, that's all we talk about. Oh, yeah, we touched briefly on the Chiefs thing. I guess we're gonna do it next week, but yeah,
Yeah, we that's oh
that's
boy,
bad. That is just bad. I thought it was
that's
fake,
really
but
bad.
it's real. But that's bad. That's bad.
But on behalf of myself, I appreciate all of you. We appreciate all of you tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, as we mentioned at the top of the show. But same back time, same back channel next week. On behalf of myself, my co-host, Yes City Podcast. Peace.
Yeah.